Hello and welcome to this short video tutorial for ACSOS 2021 on how to use Gather. First of all, visit the website that you can see on screen by entering the URL into your browser. Your browser will then ask you to grant gather.town permission to use both your camera and your microphone. Click Allow. You can then click Sign In and sign in using the email address that you used when you registered for ACSOS 2021. You will then be asked to enter a one-time security code. This will be emailed to you, so open up your email client and you should receive this code shortly. Enter the code that you received into the interface and you'll be logged in. The first step in Gather is to create your avatar. Gather offers the possibility to customise this in many ways. You will then be asked to enter your name that you would like to be displayed on the platform. You can pick any name, but we would recommend using your real name or the name that you would prefer to have on your tag if the conference were held in person. A configuration screen will then pop up which will ask you to select the correct video source, microphone and audio output. The default choices usually work, but this of course depends on your own configuration. Then, join the gathering. You will be welcomed by a tutorial screen which will guide you through the basics of how to use your avatar. Use the arrow keys or the WASD keys to move your avatar around the space. Your video stream is shown in the bottom right hand corner, which can be enabled or disabled by hitting the camera button. Move your avatar to the glowing tile to get to the next step of the tutorial. You can also mute yourself by clicking on the microphone in the bottom right hand corner. The environment is populated with interactive objects. These can be recognised as they emit a yellow glow when the character is close enough to interact. Move towards the sign and once it glows, press X. X is the button that commands interactions. Press X to interact and press it again to stop the interaction. The environment is segmented into rooms and rooms are connected by doors. A door will appear, so walk your avatar across it to finally enter the ACSOS 2021 conference space. You will spawn into the welcome area. On your left you will see the sponsors booths, and in the top right you can visit an information stand which has documentation, this video, and there will also be people there willing to help you get around. Interacting with the objects of the stand will open up a map with the instructions. You can close the lateral menu by clicking on the arrow symbol. The environment is also equipped with a chat that you can access with the button at the bottom left. The lateral menu will open, which will list all the people currently at the conference. If you wish, you can send them private messages to specific people. The chat can be opened by clicking on the speech bubble, and from here you can select who you want to send messages to, if it's to specific people, or everybody in the environment, or only people nearby. In case you're experiencing issues with video or audio, you can check the settings while in the environment by clicking on the gear icon. Other people will appear live with avatars similar to yours. When they get close enough, you'll be able to see them. Going far away from people will make their video fade away and the level of audio as well. People close to you appear on top of the interface as they get closer. You can see Ilias getting afar and then fading away from our perception range. This is the area where you can hear and talk at full volume. And this is the buffer zone where you have faded video and audio. Let's explore the conference and go to the posters area. In front of each entrance, a virtual screen will present the ongoing session. Getting close to the screen will show the current contents in the bottom, while interacting with X will pop up the content full screen. As you can see, despite being close to others, we can't see the users inside the squares in the posters area. This is because the brighter squares are private areas. Only those inside the same area can talk and listen to each other. These areas are meant to allow poster presenters to talk to a small crowd. As soon as we enter the private area, we get back to the video and audio of all those sharing the space with us. As with any other object, a poster can be interacted with by pressing X. The poster will be shown in full screen. Sometimes you may have someone obstructing your way, as Sona is now. You can enter Ghost Mode by holding G. In Ghost Mode, your avatar becomes semi-transparent and is allowed to occupy the same space of other avatars. Once you get to the position you want, release G to get back to your virtual human form. When close to a demo booth, a video appears on the bottom left side of the screen. Pressing X will open the video in full screen. The video can be closed by pressing X or the close button at the top right. There are several private spaces in the conference environment that can be identified as they have a differently coloured floor. For instance, the area around this table is private. As soon as others enter the area, their audio and video is shared only with those inside the same zone. To communicate with them, we must enter the private zone as well. Chairs are there for aesthetic reasons. It's nice to have your avatar sit down as you would do in real life. However, as far as the avatar is in the private space, being sat down or not is irrelevant, as audio and video will be sent and received anyway. You can bind your avatar to another in follow mode. This way you can ask others to lead you. Right-click the avatar you want to follow and select follow. Let's look at one of the two auditoriums. The sessions will be accessible from these rooms. Although conferencing inside Gather would be possible, there are limitations for recordings, and some ACSOS participants may favour a classic Zoom call. For these reasons, the actual sessions will be hosted on classic Zoom calls. By pressing X when in a room with an ongoing session, you will be shown the link to the corresponding Zoom session. Clicking it will open a browser tab from which Zoom can be launched. The launch mode changes among systems. In the video, I'm using Linux and Chrome, but the result should be somewhat similar. Enter the Zoom session as you would have normally. Sessions in ACSOS will be recorded and you will be reminded. You can now participate in the session as you would expect for a virtual conference without Gather. At the end of the session, leave as you would in a normal Zoom session. When you get back together, click Re-enter to be respawned where you left off. On some systems, having both Gather and Zoom use your audio may lead to issues. It's safer to use them sequentially, so turn off your video and audio once you leave Gather and enter the Zoom session. While we wait for the others to get back to the space, let's take a look at the calendar. It can be found by clicking on the corresponding item on the left. The calendar will show the scheduled events and their room. People getting back from the session will reappear as soon as they get back together from Zoom. Thank you for watching this short video tutorial. See you soon!